Hey everybody, little more info on my cutlass, 76 cutlass with the 95 Caprice, disc brake, rear end and front end. So that's all done. A couple things I'm going to do. I'm changing it. As you know, it's got the 373 gear. If you see my other videos, it's got the 373 gear. It had the 400 in there. With the 400, I was getting too many RPMs. I just didn't like it. I'm gonna make it shorten this up here. As I told you, I was gonna put the transform this one here, the T-type, into mine. Right there is 200 R4. I want to show you the differences between lengthwise and everything, and what I did. I think I just actually got kind of lucky here on something I did for the dry shaft. All right, here's the 400. And let me apologize now for the camera work, because it's going to kind of be all over the place a little bit there. I apologize. I'm trying to do all this with one hand. Now you see from here, this is the 400 now. And we're at just under 35 inches. We can call it 34 3/4. It's actually maybe a little bit more. And now on this one, again, I'm sorry for the camera work, everybody. Okay, as you see, this is right about 28 and a half. Damn it. Okay, well, 28 3/4. Okay, if you can see that, it's just about 20, almost 28 3/4. So that's that's a 6-inch difference. Okay, so instead of having my dry shaft done, well, I'm gonna see if it'll work first. I may still have to have the dry shaft done. Well, oh, and let me show you. And I did measure the trans mount. I only measured off of the hole up to here again. That is 28 inches, just under 28, or no, it's 28 inches. And my mount's back here on the 400. That was 28 inch, just a hair over 28 inches. So, which is fine, because these have left to right movement, and I'll be all right. As for mounting, because right here I should be able to put it still in the same location. As you see, I got the slot. It's slotted here, so I'll have that room. Plus, you can see it's on an angle, so I'll have the room. I'll be able to make that work without having to do anything. Put a little bit, maybe a big thick washer on there, just to make sure it holds good. And okay, as for the dry shaft, what I did was I just happened just to give it a look, give it the old eyeball and look, and this is my dry shaft right here. Obviously the painted one, the clean one. That is my dry shaft with the 400. You see, it's got the 400 yoke on it. This dry shaft is out of a 95 Caprice. So obviously the U-joints will be the same, but I'm gonna put all new U-joints anyways. Replace both U-joints. The yoke is the same. It's the same, and that trans is the 700, but the yokes are the same. I ain't yoking. Anyway, I show you here. You can see it's all lined up. Everything's lined up. And you take this here, end to end. I'm sorry, people, about this camera. I'm right at about 5.5 inch difference. I needed just about 6 inches. Okay, I needed 6 inches. Okay, but this dry shaft with the 400 and the new rear end, no, you can't even see it, and the new rear end needed to be about a half an inch shorter, because I would bottom out. It was a pain in the ass just to get my dry shaft out of there. So a half an inch difference would have been really nice. You know, it would have made it normal. So that half inch is covered right here. It's covered by this one. Like I said, if this was a half inch shorter, that would make 6 inches, which is, this would be 6 inches longer than the old, the 700R one. And again, this is out of the 95 Caprice, which that's what the rear end came from and everything. So I can that I'm gonna put it in there and check and see, make sure I got, you know, good movement and all that. And if it works, then, you know, I'm just gonna line it up in there and make sure, okay, everything looks good. Then I'm gonna take it and have it balanced and the U joints redone, or I can do U joints and then I'm just gonna go have it balanced and cleaned up and everything. Okay. Another thing I had gotten, and I don't know if this is in anybody's horizon there to do this, to do the 200, because I have Oldsmobile engine, so I got to use the 200 trans. I can't use the 700. That's a Chevy bell housing. Plus, I don't know. A lot of people are saying that these are actually a little better because some of the gear ratio is better or something. I bought a kit. It's called an external kit for the lockup, and I bought the external kit, and I bought this here. I'll start with this first. This here, shift work. There you go. Let's give them a little shout out. I appreciate this idea of theirs. Go to these guys. It's a really nice kit. What this is it will convert my stock shifter, my all stock shifter, to a overdrive shifter with this plate. All I do is I drill out the rivets that are in the factory one, and you see the bolt hole right there's one. There's another one over here, and it turns it into to an overdrive shifter. You know, the whole throw, I guess, you know, the complete throw and back is same length, I guess, or something, but or just about maybe, but either way they figured it out. You got your park, reverse, neutral, overdrive, drive, second, low. Okay, and it comes with everything you need. It comes with the bracket, this bracket, comes with all the you got all this hardware that it comes with, screws, everything. It comes with the even comes with a cable, brand new cable, everything. I believe this cable was 30 inches or 31 inches. Comes with that, comes with everything to mount the cable, you know, your lock tabs and whatnot. Comes with, you know, this here for your selector, and it comes with the bracket to mount the shift cable. Okay, all that comes in the one kit. That kit, I believe I paid $175. Okay, I believe that's what it was for my car. That's for the 76 Cutlass. I don't know, other prices may vary, I guess. I don't know. Now, I think I don't know if they all come with this, but I know some of them come with better ones than mine. Mine is basically just a sticker. Okay, it goes right over my original down in there. If you see where mine is, it just goes right over it. Okay, it just goes right over it. It's got the overdrive symbol and everything. That's really neat. I like that idea. I know there is better ones where it got the It's actually the whole plastic and everything. So, but mine doesn't have it. Then I purchased this from Monster Trans. Guys there, they were actually really helpful because I did run into an issue with this. I figure out I'm having an issue opening the damn box too. All right, and there's this here. This is an external pressure switch for the lockup. Okay, it comes with that. Plenty of wire. I mean, way plenty of wire. Your pressure switch. You know, little power switch. You do not need to use this. You can run direct power because the pressure switch is going to run off of a negative. So it's not going to activate until it gets the negative, negative, and I'll show you that in a minute, real quick. Like I said, I'm going to try to go over everything real quick. And if there is any questions, I can answer as best as I can to you, and that's it. I'm going to just let you know the things that I did face, or I had to call them about. Okay. All right. My switch, this is the correct way, the locking way. This way here, it would lock in. But it wasn't doing it. I couldn't get it the inside there to keep, the guides inside weren't letting it unless I put it in upside down. So it'll go all the way in upside down. Okay, so I called them up and I did have to talk with them. So what I did is, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. I figured out which ones I had to notch. I had to notch 2 of these. So I notched them so it'll lock in all the way. Which I was okay with that. That's fine. But they were willing to look and see why, if there was maybe another one that would have been the correct pattern, let's call it. The correct, guide pattern for my car or for this Trans. But I was okay with, I just told them I'm going to notch them so I can get it in the correct way. I just need to know where the wires go. Where one is a positive and one is a negative. There's 2 wires. The long one is the positive. I'm sorry, negative. The long one is negative. And I'll plug this in and show you real quick. And so I figured out which 2 ones I had to slice and make a guide, so they fit the guides, which was this one here and this one. I ended up having to put a cut in. You see that one's it's got 2 cuts in it. You got the one closest to my thumb. You got a cut there, and then a cut on the side. Because it originally came with this cut, so I had to make that cut. And then on the opposite side, it originally came with the side cut. I had to put one directly straight down, so I can get it to hit the guide. You can look inside here, and you'll see which ones need to be notched. So with this plugged in, I can't get it all the way on wheels. This plugged in, I just needed to know where these 2 wires are supposed to go internally. So I called them up and I asked them, and they did tell me that one goes to they both go to the shift solenoid. You got your positive and your negative to the shift solenoid. He says you do that. He says you can there's other wires in there. My internal shift solenoids I can leave disconnected. I disconnected them totally. Okay, but I could have even left them plugged in and they wouldn't have done nothing, because that would be these 2 on this side. The 2 wires would have came out on this side and then went into my vehicle harness. And so right now, even hooked up, they wouldn't have activated because nothing would have been happening. So I left them in there to keep the port plugged, and then just made sure that these 2 wires went to the shift solenoid. One to the positive and one to the negative. The black is negative on the shift solenoid. Okay. This one here is the negative. This would come over here. And here's your external pressure switch. This is an external. Okay. This is going to go right here. It's going to go right here. They say you put it straight up to make sure you have enough wire, but you can see I have a lot of wire. So I'm going to see if it's okay. I may call them and make sure. if I put it sideways or whatever, if it's okay for it to be sideways, I don't know. I'm just trying to cover my bases here. If it's okay to be sideways, I'm gonna go sideways. If not, then I can go straight up. I mean, either way. Okay, then this one end will plug into here. Okay, because you got two. Now this is how it runs off the ground. You got this one here. This wire here. This other wire will plug in the other, and it does not matter which one goes where. You can plug the trans end on this side, or you can use this for the body ground. It doesn't matter. Okay, either way is fine. Then you take this, you body ground it, and that's how it works off of ground. Okay, that's so you know that's how it works off of ground. This other end, the positive side, goes up into your vehicle. Up inside your vehicle. Like I said, that's what all this wire here is for. You run it up into your vehicle. They give you this if you choose to use this. I don't think I'm going to, because I don't want to make any holes. And I mean, they give you this too, but I'm not. I just don't want none of this. I don't think I'm going to use it. I'm just gonna ignition. I'm gonna give it ignition power, because that's all you need. Is it needs to have a 12-volt source from when the vehicle is running. So as soon as it has constant 12 volts going into it at all times. But once the pressure switch gets its pressure, it grounds it out, and then it creates the circuit, or completes the circuit, and then that's how you get your lockup. Okay, I've been thinking to do mine, what I'm going to do is off of the negative, off of my negative that is going to the pressure switch, and then I'll find another direct positive, or I can even use this one's positive, it wouldn't matter, is run a light, a little tiny, like an alarm light, or something like that. So, and run that, because then you won't see that, and that'll light up when I know I'm in lockup. But you won't, nobody can really, it won't have this. Okay. Good instructions though. It's pretty easy. I mean, the instructions are pretty simple. I mean, it right here, you know, on how to do it. Nice little setup. This I paid, I think it was $100, $100 for this. Well worth it. I'm gonna, you know, it's gonna be nice so I can have the lockup in my trans working and everything, and it kicks. And the good thing is it kicks on by itself. It kicks on and everything automatically. It'll turn on and turn off, you know, on its own. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to flip the button every time you're cruising around or whatever, and you know you're ready to hit 45 or better. You got to flip the switch on. You don't have to do that with this. It automatically turns on and turns off. For $100, can't beat it. Okay, and well, as you see, I pulled my motor out too, so I figured what the hell, I had to re-clean it. Got to re-clean it. It was getting really nasty in there. One of my videos, I think I said that even. So, and it's right there. But yeah, I'm gonna re-clean redoing it and everything. I started already cleaning it. And so, okay, basically, okay, it gets back to mainly this video was about the going from the 400 to the 200R or 204R. And as for dry shaft issues that are all the way over there now, and what I had to deal with. And that's, I mean, if you have any questions on any of that, you know, just, you know, maybe send me a message or whatever, or, you know, all that good stuff, like, subscribe and everything. And, you know, and I appreciate you guys looking at the video and viewing it. And I do appreciate your comments, if you leave any, and your feedback. oh, another thing is on these here, as you all know, it's got the 5x5 lug pattern. I just found out online by looking it up online that the S10s, 98 plus S10s have the I don't know if it's all of them or some of them, which I'd like to find out. I got to do a little more research. Have a same thing. It's a 30 spline, but it has the 5 by 4.75 lug pattern, which is originally what this car has, which is what I want, because that'll bring my wheel my wheel back in an inch and a quarter, because the spacers I have, I take the spacers off I got and bring my wheel back in an inch and quarter. I think it was an inch and a quarter, or I'm pretty sure it was an inch and a quarter. Yeah, inch and a quarter. It'll bring it back in, which is perfect because I'll have 3/4 of an inch of space still, which is good because I got 2 inches back there right now. And I want to bring the car back down to where I want it. I don't like it where I got this big ass gap and tire all the way out here. It's just not what I'm looking for. I want to bring I gotta bring the ass end down for, get a little more traction that way too. So, and as I was saying about the S10s, this rear end or this axle is 31. Shit. It was 31 something. I don't know. It was 31 and an eighth or whatever. I don't even think it was that much. No, it wasn't. It couldn't have been no eighth. But either way, there was a very small difference. 31 and 1/16. That's what it was. 31 and 1/16 axles on this rear end right now, lengthwise. The S10s are 30 and 15/16. Okay, so that's not very much. That is something like that. Very, very little. So I think I'm going to go to the junkyard. I'm going to grab them. And they're 30 spline too. I think I'm going to go to the junkyard. I'll grab them. But, and those are the right lug pattern though. Those are the 5 by 4.75. I think I'm going to go to the junkyard. I'll make sure they mark them. Just to make sure, after I pull them out, make sure it's a 30 spline. I'll measure them up and everything okay. If everything's good, then I'll take them. I'll still have them make sure they mark them. The worst case scenario, I'll bring them back and get my money back. They should have the long studs because of their factory disc. So we're going to do all that. In fact, I know they have the long studs because I just did. Wait, did I do it to this car or did I do it to the other one? This one's got the. No, this one's drums. My brother also has a GN too, and that one, the GN, we did the big disc swap on it from the S10. He wanted to keep it under the 15-inch rims, so that's what we went with. But anyways, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get the S10 axles. They measure out right. Put them in. And this way I could put my wheel back, take these back spacers off, get my wheel back up in there. I put the original springs back in this thing because I need to bring it up. Like I said before, I had G-body springs because I wanted the car to sit lower, but I couldn't do it with these tires. So now I can put my G-body springs back in, so I can bring the SN back down to where I want it. And let's see what else. That's it. That's all good. Then as for the front, the fronts ain't bad. They're actually still not bad. They don't stick out real far or nothing like that. And I got plenty of clearance. So I may just leave them ones alone with the spacer, unless I come across some other way to where I can have it have it all tucked back in again and everything without spacers on there. Then I'll go that route probably. Uh, I guess I can show you, as you guys, I was telling you before about, let me get the, sorry here, I'm gonna grab my light here for a minute. Oh, shit. Let me get my light here. Yeah, I can't even get this motherfucker. Okay. I'm trying to unplug it and all that good stuff. Okay. See here, this is the big sway bar. This is out of the Caprice. You know, you can see, I mean, it right there, it clears by a hair. I mean, it just clears. I could have went a little closer to us with the sway bar a little bit more, but I mean, I can even still notch the bolts a little bit and move the bushing and everything this way, and it wouldn't hurt nothing. But I mean, it's just clearing, which is fine. But under load, I mean, of course I can't tell, so I didn't hear no noises or anything. So, and then this, let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much everything, I guess. And as you all know, everything else I did, or you may not know, I have other videos on of the car. So, but like I said, mainly this was all about the 200R swap and the dry shaft. That was the main thing I wanted to tell you, was the dry shaft, because it's like the exact same. It's the exact size I need. It looks to be maybe a little bit here, a couple hairs there, but we'll see what we got. Hopefully it will work. So, and that was it. I mean, this way, you know, I will do a video after I have everything done, on if it was good, if it had to be, or if I needed to be cut or anything like that. I will let you know. So you can figure, you know, so you guys have a little bit of information. Other than that, that's it, I guess. I'll just let the have to end it here, and that's it. Thanks for watching the video. I appreciate it. I mean, I'd like to have your comments and everything, you know, and your opinions and whatnot, and you know, let me know about your ideas, what you're doing, what you're building. Thanks, subscribe, all that good stuff, everybody. You all have a good one now.